Alright guys, just gonna head out this morning and do some metal detecting in town. I've been looking, there's a few parks I haven't hit before. They've been done by lots of guys, but they haven't been done by this guy. Let's go see if we can get a turn of the century coin or two this morning. Silver, that's what we're after. So I've never done this park, and you can see that waterway behind me. Actually, that could be part of the old trade route water system. Not 100% sure on that. It is connected. Did they use it? I don't know, but we'll go down to the edge of the water and we'll swing around there just in case. So it's your typical city park, guys, right full of trash. You can't go 4 inches without getting 10 signals. So I'm gonna start down here at the water. I'm hoping that they were using this, 120 years ago when the city first started. Everywhere there was water, that's where people like to congregate, right? Have picnics and swimming, and I don't know the quality. I don't know if there's beach here or if it's all just a muddy, swampy mess. But maybe they were using it 100 years ago. I'm going to start down there. I'm after the older stuff. I don't want the trash in the park so much, so let's start down here. I can actually see beach sand here on the edge of the water, so it might not have been a bad place for people to swim 100 years ago. First hole, solid 25, and we've got 2 pennies, maybe more. I'm gonna see if we can get a date here. See how old, probably not that old. Oh, they're both 1980s. Dropped together, no doubt. Well, and just to the side of that hole, there's a 67. Now that's right on the edge of silver. That's the last year that silver coins were minted in Canada, so there could be promise here in this park. I don't think anyone has detected here. If they did, they just kind of zigzagged through and took out a bit of trash. It is so full of signals. It definitely hasn't been cleaned out, that's for sure. So today might be a day of pennies, I don't know. But I'm hoping that we get some 40s and 30s stuff that'll kind of prove they were using this 100 years ago. Then it's worth my time to come here and look for silver. One step at a time, right? One step at a time. Here we go. An old piece of brass right at the water's edge. I don't know what that is. It's got a hole in the end of it, but it's heavy duty. It's brass, and it's old. Ha! 4th hole. There you go. More old stuff. Definitely wartime era stuff. DA 65. I don't know what kind of shell that is. I'm gonna clean that off and get a closer look here. But yeah, unfired down here at the park. So that is definitely, that's old school. And this is not fill. This is not backfill. This is solid ground right here. So that shell was dropped. There it is, DA 65. And then there's a circle with something in it. Unless the 65 is a date, but usually they don't put dates on shells, they put calibers. So I don't know what 65 is, but we'll research, we'll try to find out. At least I'll get a live shell out of the park, either way. All right, next hole, we've got a 1966. So definitely we're right on the edge, like I said, of silver. Oh, maybe an old soccer post mooring. I think that's what that is. I mean, there's enough field here. They could have had soccer nets out here for the kids in the past, probably in the 80s. Be nice to the worms, guys. Always put all the worms back in the hole before you squish it back into place. Wait a minute. I make sure I pick up every living critter and put them back in the hole, and then I step on them. Hadn't really thought that through, had I? Okay, so we're gonna take the treasure. Push the worms in, put the plug back, and gently, there we go. Everybody go back to sleep. See, Gary's philosophy is simple. Love all critters, big and small, but you still eat the ones you need to eat. Maybe that's just the farm boy in me, or the hunter. If you've been watching this channel long enough, you know this guy hunts, and I make no apologies, right? We treat nature with the utmost respect. But if you need to eat, you still eat, right? Oh, 20 minutes in, I think we've done it. Look at that. That looks like silver to me. Young queen, for sure. 63 silver dime. Yeah! I knew it. Coming up next, Gary finds an aluminum pipe. There it is, guys. The aluminum pipe. Why I did that little segment is I'm watching Oak Island. I've been watching that show since the start. If you're a treasure hunter, hey, no better treasure show out there. Although they kill it with the same intro, you know, what are we, 10 years down the road and they're still talking about the curse of Oak Island. And at the end of every episode, he ends it with, how many more must die? Like, we've heard this 300 times. And then, before every commercial break, they show you coming up next. Well, you do that 9 times in an hour-long show, you've just saved yourself 12 minutes of recording, right? It just shows you how little they have to show us per episode. The only good things they find on that show come from Drayton and the metal detector. That guy should have his own segment just doing metal detecting on Oak Island, right? All the drilling and crap in the background, that should be their filler, all right? They're pulling up a bag, oh, there's nothing in it, or oh, there's a piece of wood, or oh, we found another ox shoe, right? All the boring stuff, that's your filler. Center your show around Drayton because he finds everything that's worth showing. Last night was a lead bag seal from, could be 13, 14, 15, 1600s. You know, he's the only one who brings anything worthy to that show. And I can't figure out why they don't hire or invite a bunch of different detectorists. Hey, let's do this beach, right? Let's spend 2 days and pull 150, 200 items out of this beach. I guess because they wouldn't be able to drag the show on for another 10 years if they did that. Fisher F-Pulse, guys, fantastic tool, pulse induction pinpointer. I don't think I'm getting the hours on the batteries that they say I am. So this is our 12th outing, something like that. Let's say I've been out 3 hours times 12, 36 hours. And this thing might run an hour that I'm out each time, right? We're not running it the whole time. It's off, it's on. So it's probably somewhere between 12 and 15 hours, and I've got to change the battery in it. That's not horrible, but it's definitely not my TRX. My TRX probably gets double the battery life that this thing does. All right, so we've been here just over an hour, guys, and 1963, the silver, is actually the oldest coin I found. So I think we've pretty much puzzled out what this park is, and that's 60s to now. They didn't really use it before then, I don't think. I haven't found any proof of that, so we're going to move on. Well, here's another little beach slash park that I've never done before. I'm sure it gets hit pretty hard all the time, but we'll give it a half an hour go anyway. Oh, fancy. I don't know how these places get done so many times, and yet a solid 25 signal, which could be any kind of good treasure, gets left behind. Yeah, it's a penny, but it could have been anything. The potential was there. All right, let's be serious, guys. So we know the swimming happened down there, but it's up here where all the real action happened. Wow, wow. So I'm gonna do all these rocks and trails. There's lots of trails up here. Places where kids would have snuck off and rolled around on the bedrock. We'll leave the beach to all those other suckers. See? I knew this is where all the bad boys went. And where the bad boys go, the bad girls follow. And the bad girls get all the jewelry. Oh, our first bit of evidence of bad girls. Sarah Lou lost her hair thingy. At least I hope it's a hair thingy. Steidles. I don't even know what that is. Some kind of drink, but I've never heard of it. That's another 1967. There is a bird on there somewhere. I saw it. There it is. Well, there are coins up here on these trails. Lots of broken glass too. Glass everywhere. I don't get that. Let's go somewhere where we're gonna wear no shoes and break bottles. Surface find. Good eye, Mr. Reed, good eye. Some kind of little bead, marble, something. I'm gonna throw that in the hoard. Oh yeah, still on the trail. Well, I found a whack load more pennies on these trails up here, but no treasure. I spoke too soon. One more little scratchy signal before I leave, and there's a shiny coin in there. Oh, is that silver? That is silver, I think. Ha! There you go. And that's literally the same hole. I just dug the penny out of there, and then as I was leaving, I picked up the detector, and it made a scritchy sound, and I'm like, huh, okay, so we're going to check this hole one more time, but there you go. Silver quarter. All right, so I'm getting a 27 signal here, and I didn't even dig yet. Here's a watch strap, so I bet you we've got a watch right here. Somewhere right here on the surface. Yeah, there it is. A Timex M cell, assembled in the Philippines. I don't think anyone has ever done these little rocky cliffs because I'm finding lots of stuff in here. My favorite color. 3 hours of detecting. I got a bunch of pennies and a couple knickknacks for the hoard, and 2 nice old silver coins, which are going to clean up beautifully. And those will go in my private collection. And last but not least, we cleaned up the park. Thanks for joining me, guys. Hope you had fun. I got some exercise, got some silver. What more can you ask for? I'll catch you in the next adventure.